Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Right now guys, I'm going to be tracking the tropics for y'all. Today is August 15th, 2021. And yes, I forgot to post a video yesterday because I was at the airport getting back to South Carolina. So now I'm back home, I can do some videos. So yeah, we do got Tropical Storm Fred, we do got Tropical Storm Grace. Tropical Storm Fred we gotta watch, and Tropical Storm Grace we still definitely have to watch, because even though guys, when I saw the malls are now going down for becoming a hurricane. Still possible, but the reason why it's going down guys is because it's going over the Mount Puglet in Puerto Rico, and when it goes over those tall mountains it will kill the storm where it can't recycle back. So we gotta see what Grace is gonna do, but let's go start with Fred first, because I think tropical storm warnings are already issued for portions of Florida Panhandle as Tropical Storm Fred approaches. Yeah, this is 11 o'clock advisory. I had to wait for 11 o'clock advisory to come up just to get some more updates and see what has changed. You got tropical storm warnings are already issued for Florida Panhandle. So if you're in Florida Panhandle, start taking a little action now, because you're expecting tropical storm force winds. And let's go look at the wind probabilities. Yes, you're into the middle to high chance of tropical storm force winds. So Pensacola, Palm City, potential for tropical storm force winds between 60 and 70%. So now let's start with Tropical Storm Grace. That's gotta be a little bit more concerning where the path is at. Yes guys, when you ever tell guys it's too early to predict a storm, yeah, it is too early, because in my last video it had the system being very closest to South Carolina or east coast of Florida. Now it's going into the Gulf, so much can change. Don't ever predict a storm that's so far out, because you know when your days out, a lot changed, because this wasn't even predicted to go to the Gulf, but now it is, and it looks like it's more likely to go into the Gulf than go turn out and hit the Bahamas. So here's the path of Tropical Storm Grace. It's gonna remain a tropical storm, but it may die back down to a depression as it gets over the Mount Puglet, because it's gonna get over that land, tall mountains. Then it strengthens right back to a storm once it passes. Then getting over Cuba as a tropical storm, then possibly we could have a strong tropical storm getting the Gulf. So excuse me, Louisiana or Texas, start being heads up, because Louisiana has had so many hurricanes last year, and let's hope this year does not be a target for the same state, because I know the hot spots are always in the Gulf this year. So yeah, that's Tropical Storm Grace. Now let's get right into the GFS models. And first we'll start with the spaghetti models. Okay, here's Tropical Storm Grace. We can look at it, and it's pretty healthy. I mean, there's no kind of circulation in it yet, but it's still a tropical storm, and it's still a tropical storm force winds. It's bringing quite some water in west coast of Florida, like Tampa. You can see that dark red and black and possibly white in it. That storm is pretty healthy, and as it moves farther north, it's expected to strengthen. And we can check the spaghetti models, and all the spaghetti models has agreement now that the storm is likely to take this path, go over the Florida Panhandle, and go through Alabama and eastern Tennessee. So heads up. And here's the Tennessee forecast. Not even expecting a hurricane. Expected to die right back down right when it makes landfall over Florida Panhandle. So yeah, we can expect at least a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm out of this. So yeah, it's not gonna be a really big one, but it's still gonna be a strong one for Florida Panhandle. And the model symbols still don't have agreement, but some still shifting it towards Mississippi and eastern Louisiana. Some is shifting it towards Florida. So yes, things are still gonna change with this, but for the most part, not expecting too much changes. Now let's get to the more concerning storm, which is Tropical Storm Grace. Here's Tropical Storm Grace right here. It's not gonna take this path. Let's get to the spaghetti models about that. And here's Tropical Storm Grace. It's coming along pretty good. I mean, I'm seeing a little circulation, so that this is storm is coming pretty good. It's in a favorable environment, so the potential to develop is pretty high. You can see the vection of, you can see that white, mean that storm is pretty healthy. So yeah, Grace is probably gonna be a storm we might have to watch as it gets into the Gulf, because when you look at the models, Louisiana guys has had so many hurricanes last year, and it's like it's going here to Louisiana about a lot of models. Let's look at the, okay, this is crazy. Some of these model symbols don't even have the storm could be coming, not the ones that pass down the Mount Puglet. And some models may continue to keep as far north and maybe hit east coast of Florida. I think it's more likely to go into the Gulf. So guys, there's a potential for the storm to die off and don't become nothing once it passes. But the most intensity forecast, guys, keep it in a low tropical storm and don't really push us up into the next 120 hours, and we can possibly see a hurricane. And one model has to go into a Cat 3 and one even has to go into a Cat 4. It's still possible, but we are more likely to see a hurricane, but I don't think we're going to see like at least a Cat 3 or none of that. So Grace won't be a very big one, but still going to be a big one. And the model sim is also taking us all the way to Texas. So yeah, I'm not there again if we see some model shiftings, because we're still a couple days out, so things are still going to change. And one more thing before I get into the writing models, we do got a new system that formed right up towards the middle of the Atlantic that's at 30%, but I don't think it's going to be much of strong develop in the next 5 days, because they even expecting for a 30% in the next 5 days. So yeah, not too sorry about that. But guys, we're getting into the peak of hurricane season. This is not the only 2 seasons we're going to see. There's going to be a lot more coming off African coast by the time we get to like August 20th. And yes, I will show you the hotspots we're going to be having to deal with this year. So now let's get into the GFS models and see what the storm can do and how strong it can be and where it can go. So we're going to track Tropical Storm Grace. Okay, here's Fred. Let's track Fred. Let's start with Grace first, then we get to Fred. Oh, I messed it up. Out. Okay. Alright, now let's loop this. Okay, so as we get farther in time, we're gonna watch. There's Fred going. Now we gotta watch Grace. Grace is about right there. It's having a hard time strengthening when it gets over Cuba, but you can see Fred what the GFS mod does, guys, take his ass towards Mexico as a very weak storm, so it ain't gonna really be much once it passes Cuba. But listen, guys, all the models do not have the same agreement, because if we look at this model, oh, not wrong one, this one. Not all these models have the same agreement what the storm could actually do. So this is why it's a storm you definitely have to watch, because so much is changing. Because that's not okay. That's Fred. Here's Grace. Grace not really becoming nothing. So it look like this model is doing the same thing. So I don't look like Grace is gonna be a really big storm. But let's keep checking these models and see how the agreement it is. Yeah, Fred is likely to make landfall in Pensacola. Okay, I think. Okay, here's okay. Now I'm seeing not a difference yet. Yeah, see, kind of the same thing. The models are coming to agreement that Fred is actually not gonna become nothing, but still gonna be a storm. You have to watch. Okay, and this model is a little bit more aggressive on it. We could have a strong tropical storm on Grace right here, and takes it towards Texas. So yeah, certainly we gotta watch. So that's that. Now let's get to my forecast. Okay, so here's what I've been thinking. What could actually happen? Oh, that's my thumbnail for this video. Oh, okay. Let's start with Grace. Alright, guys. Here's Tropical Storm Grace. Tropical Storm 100% because it's already a Tropical Storm Hurricane, guys. I'm not too sure if Grace is going to become a hurricane, but it's still possible. So that's why I'm keeping a chance 50% medium. And major hurricane, I'm keeping a low chance. Not very low, but still low because it's not there again. So much can change only a couple days out, so we could actually get a hurricane. Grace can actually become a hurricane, but it looks like we're more likely to see a hurricane and not a major hurricane. So that's why I'm keeping it medium, 50%. Now let's get to our next storm. It's Tropical Storm Grace. No, not Tropical Storm Grace, Tropical Storm Fred. Sorry. Okay, Tropical Storm Fred. Tropical Storm, yeah, we expecting 100% in Hurricane 0 and Major Hurricane. Not Major Hurricane. Major Hurricane 0, Hurricane 30. So the Hurricane, guys, I'm keeping it low chance because I don't think Fred is going to become a hurricane. It's very unlikely. So we're expecting a Tropical Storm. Because when I look at the model intensity, not one model, it doesn't even show a hurricane up there because it's not even expected to become a hurricane, so it's just a tropical storm. So tropical storm is very high, and major hurricane. Definitely not. 0. Okay, so now let's get one more thing, guys. Thing about the season is, places like the east coast of Florida, you might even get a hurricane so far yet, but honey, the season's not over. We're not even to the peak yet, and we're not even to the part where it starts wrapping up. So by the time we get to August 20th, things gonna start wrapping up. Cause let's go to WinTY, guys. Cause when I go to WinTY, I'm seeing more systems coming off the cut. Okay, this is the European model. By the time it gets to like the 21st, these storms will already be gone. But look, we got 2 strong waves expected to come off the African coast by the time we get to the 21st of this month. And these waves are very strong. Okay, and then we got a third wave coming off. This is the part where the season start ramping up. So we gotta watch this wave, and that. That's 3 waves we gotta watch when we get to the 23rd. And here we go. And these waves are very strong, especially this one. So we're gonna be in danger. And let's also come another wave. So yeah, guys. So if Fred and Grace wasn't enough, 3 more waves coming after that. And I think these waves has a potential of being a lot stronger, because these waves, what I'm looking at, guys, is very strong. This is current on the European model. Things could change. It's possible for this to not happen, but just keep in mind that this is the time where the season actually start ramping up. And I'm seeing 3 storms coming off the Atlantic. And what do you think? Where these storms can go? What's gonna be the hot spots this year? Because what places got to deal with the most storms this year? I'll get right into that. So let's get right into the part that they got to do the most storms. Okay, here's my Hurricane 2021 Outlook hotspots. Yes, guys, I create this on Pixel thumbnail software, so I hope you like it. I can see, I mean, I did a pretty good job. Made it colorful in the text, and I put some things. Yes, guys, the black means a very, very hot spot, means the place that's going to get a lot of storms. So I'm putting to the part in the USA, guys. Yes, they live with eyes in Puerto Rico and places like that, and that they see storms frequently. Like every time a storm comes off the island coast, it always goes through these islands, then it hits the USA. So that's why all these islands on our very high chance and extremely high chance. So in the Gulf of Mexico, guys, the Gulf Coast, high chance, possibly extremely chance right over Florida Panhandle. So places like that in the Gulf Coast, especially Florida Panhandle, be aware of this hurricane season, because I'm expecting for y'all to get a lot of storm this year. And yes, guys, still watch out for the Carolinas. I'm also gonna put a streaming chance for North Carolina Bay. Why are you saying that? Because you don't know what the season's gonna do. So that's why we can still, North Carolina and up in northern South Carolina, guys, is still going to get some storms. And I'm not only saying we're gonna get some storms, but we can get a lot of storms. Because that steering high pressure is more likely to stay farther north. I mean, just a little bit north of the mirror. When it's farther north, it will make it hard for the storms to get lower down. So that's why I'm even now putting streaming chance for hotspot right near North Carolina. And East Coast of Florida not going to be a really good hot spot this year, but you still going to see a couple of storms. Like I'm giving back to a mid or high chance of a hot spot on the East Coast of Florida, means you still going to see a storm this year, no matter what happens. If it goes in the Gulf, or it hits the Carolinas, or it turns off to the Atlantic, and well, anything that will make it miss Florida, still heads up. So I'm even putting a high chance on right on East Coast of Florida too. Just because you're still gonna see a hurricane this year, because we can see a similar path like Hurricane Dorian that can come this way. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. You like, subscribe. I will post another video, I think later today after 4 o'clock. Just a quick update for the 5 o'clock of virus, and see what anything changes, shift for the malls and anything with Fred and Grace. So this will be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you back on the next video.